Hello, Tactical Cowboy here with tactical.com. Coming up, we'll be discussing the Freedom Ordnance FX9. So unfortunately, I no longer have the FX9 in my possession. A buddy of mine loaned me his model and gave me some time to take it to the range a few times, get some hands-on experience with it, and allow me to form an opinion. So the FX9, as you saw in the pictures, it is an AR-15 variant. It's chambered in 9mm, so you could also call it an AR-9. It's available in a 16-inch carbine length, a 4-inch and an 8-inch pistol length. The model I was shooting is the 8-inch model. It had the CAC stabilizer brace, but for a little bit more money, it's also available with the SBA3 adjustable pistol brace. Features on the FX9 include last round bolt hold open. It does accept Glock mags. It has a beveled mag well, a free float handguard, and you could call this a feature. It has a 3-inch fault suppressor, which in itself is kind of tactical. So what sets Freedom Ordnance apart from all the other AR-9 variants on the market? Well, Freedom Ordnance took the mil-spec AR-15 design and they scaled it down, so now you have a smaller receiver set. Benefits to that should be that you have less weight. Disadvantage is that now you have some proprietary components. Now, it's about how it's shot. Now, normally the owner of the FX9 has a SIG Romeo 5 on top of his pistol. I'm doing some optic reviews though, so I opted to swap that out for a couple different optics. First up, we had a pistol red dot, and I shot from 25 yards. This was my favorite setup. This close range and this lightweight of a setup, it just made it for a lot of fun, and it just looked right. Next up, I stepped it back to 50 yards, as well as I switched out that pistol red dot for a 1x8 LPVO. Now that setup was definitely overkill for such a small package, but even with being at that distance, then I found that shooting an 8-inch steel plate or even a 3 to 4 inch clay pigeon was no problem for the FX9. Lastly, I stretched it out to 100 yards, and at that distance then I found that the 8-inch plate was not a problem for the FX9. I wasn't comfortable enough taking a shot at the clay pigeon, but that's mostly because whenever I was sighting it in, I didn't get it as precise as I would have liked. With the ammo crisis going on, then I didn't want to waste too much ammo. I didn't have anything to prop up on that day, so that's where me doing my part came into play a lot. I do wish I had time to get a prop and find out what kind of grouping you could get at 100 yards with a little 8-inch 9mm AR-9 platform. Now for my likes and dislikes. I liked how reliable it was. I had 0 malfunctions. It was 200 trouble-free rounds. 200 rounds isn't by any means a good number to base how reliable this weapon will be long term, but nonetheless it was 200 trouble-free rounds. It was very accurate. I stated that at 100 yards I was shooting an 8-inch plate and shooting a clay pigeon at 50 yards with a scope that could have been sighted in a little bit more. It was very comfortable to shoot. That was my first experience with the CAC stabilizer brace, but with that being said, it wasn't as bad as what I thought it would be. Of course, I would prefer to have the SBA3, but as for how it felt compared to something like the Kel-Tec Sub 2000, it was much better. Kel-Tec Sub 2000 just has a very short length of pull, very hard to get a good sight picture. You got to really crank your neck down, and then when you have over the ear hearing protection, then it's not very comfortable or practical to shoot for, in my opinion. Now for my dislikes, I didn't like that you had some proprietary components such as the charging handle. I like having several options to choose from, whereas with the FX9 I'm limited to the mil-spec charging handle that it came with, or I do have the option to upgrade to an ambi charging handle from Freedom Ordnance. If there's any other companies offering a charging handle, I'm unaware of it, but then again, I didn't look. I didn't like the fault suppressor that they have hidden under the handguard. Because of that taking up real estate, then you can no longer put a weapon mounted light, a sling point, a hand stop, or anything else there at the end of the handguard, because of that fault suppressor being in the way now. I think that they missed a good opportunity to add a QD point on the handguard there where it met the receiver. Some more possible dislikes with the FX9 is on the Freedom Ordnance website. They have a list of recommended ammo. Of that recommended ammo, then 124 grain is the heaviest bullet that they recommend shooting. And now I only shot 115 grain, so I didn't have any problems there. And also at the bottom of that ammo list, then they advise do not use aluminum case ammo. Something else they advise against is using aftermarket triggers. And lastly, then they say that if you try to use the JP Enterprise silent buffer spring, then it will damage your upper receiver. Something that I'm not really sure if I should list as a dislike because I didn't try out different magazines to determine if it's the magazine or the gun itself, is that every single time I went to eject the magazine I had to manually pull it out or strip it. Again, I didn't try a factory Glock mag. I am doing a mag review on a locally manufactured magazine, the Toolman Tactical magazine. So I used it exclusively for this review. So would I recommend this gun to you? Well, that just depends. If you're the type of person that likes to buy a gun and then keep it as is, the way that it came from the factory, then this might be a good gun for you. If you're the type of person though that likes to swap out parts and make changes, then this might be one to avoid just because of those reasons that I listed. But with that being said, I definitely see several roles that this gun could fall into. It could make a good competitive shooter. It would be a good home defense weapon, and it would even be a good plinker. Although with the current ongoing ammo crisis, then probably not something I would recommend doing. Well, that wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing to the channel as well. I'll have some links down below, including the tactical.com website link. I'll also have links to my social media pages. Over there you can find articles on different gun industry topics. I hope you come back and check out future videos. Until next time, Tactical Cowboy out.